Okay, so now let's get started. My name is Yiming Chen, and I'm from Origin Lab technical support team. And today I'm going to present the topic on introduction to using Python in Origin. Okay, so basically during the process of the webinar, if you have any questions, please just enter your question in the Q&A window, and our colleague will help to answer your questions. And if you have general comments, you can put that in the chat window. And the project and the recording of this webinar will be uploaded to our website, probably next week, and you can come back and check. And towards the end of this webinar, we will launch a poll and ask you a couple of questions. So any feedbacks or suggestions are very much appreciated. Okay, so now let's get started. So today's topic is about the Python usage in Origin. We made a great improvement of Python support in Origin 2021, and we just released Origin 2021b last year, and we made even more improvement in this area. So, a couple of the improvements I'll just list here. So first is like the intelligence in the Python console. And intelligence is helping you to like complete your Python code and give you information of your arguments, which is already being supported in Python IDE in Origin, or the code builder in Origin. So we extended that feature of code editing into Python console in Origin 2021b. So that's the first improvement. And we also improved some of our dialogues or the GUI to better support like doing curve fitting using Python functions. And we also improved that for the for button. So okay, we can add a text object as a button that when you click that button, it will trigger a piece of Python code. And thirdly, we also add a lot of new functions, classes to our OriginPro module that you can get more functionality from the Python. And next, I will just introduce a couple of places that you can get helps. So first is the Python documentations. Let me just quickly show you. So we reorganize the Python documentations, and you can get every like details of the Python in Origin. So what I'm going to show you is the Python code samples. We add a lot of new code samples starting from 2021b. So basically, you can go and check the example code from different categories. So which can be a good start for you to make a Python file to talk to Origin. Okay. So next is the Python forum. On the Python forum, we also added that. And just please leave your questions in the forum, and we will get back to you usually like within a day. So which is a nice place where you can get quick answers for your Python questions. And we also have Python blogs. We wrote blogs for like a certain usage, and also some like advanced topics for using Python in Origin. And you can also come here and take a look. So the links of these pages I just put it in this this project. Then you can download later from our web page. Okay. So here's another places that you can get some example Python files from Origin. Okay. So the first place is the Learning Center. You can go to Help menu and find the Learning Center here. And you can select analysis samples in the left and change that to Python category. We deliver with Origin a couple of Python examples. These are just sample projects that you can open, and there are tutorial and the detailed information of each project. There's one place you can go for examples, and you can also go to the menu file, new, and the workbook, and let me just open this, browse. You will see a list of like workbook templates. So some of them are using Python, like for example, like this one, rigid regression. You can just open this workbook template and check the Python Python sample code. Okay, there's another place that you can get some examples. Of course, you can also go to the sample folders. Okay, so menu, open folder, sample folder, and we sorry, this one. So we also deliver with some Python sample project files. Okay, you can also come here to see some of the examples. Okay, I will just give you a introduction that to where you can get help that will give you a good start to using Python in Origin. Okay, so next I'm going to just go through some examples starting from a basic usage of Python to like more advanced usage. So let's start from the first one. So first topic is about running Python code. Basically, you have a piece of Python code and you would like to run that in Origin. Okay, so here I have a workbook, has 2 columns, and here are some sample codes. So first I'm going to show you how to use the Python console in Origin. So basically I can go to connectivity and launch Python console. Okay, I will just type in the code here. Okay, so first of all, I will just import the Python package OriginPro, which is the base package that you use to talk to Origin. So every object in Origin can be controlled by using this package. Okay, then I will like define a worksheet object. So you will see that when I type in the code, it shows this the information of each function. Yeah, so this is not supported in 2021. It's newly introduced in 2021B. Okay, so let me just enter. Then I execute that line of code. So if I just type WKS, it shows that okay, it refers to book 1, sheet 1. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I want to pass the data from the first column of the worksheet and save that into a list in Python. Okay, so I'm gonna use this worksheet method, say to list. So I can simply use the IntelliSense feature to select the method. Okay, so the IntelliSense also led me to know which argument I should put in this method. So it says it highlights the argument. It's the column index. So I would put the first column. So in Python, I should put it's a zero based. So I will put a 0 here. Okay. Now the data is passed to a list in worksheet. Not sorry, a list in Python. So if I type data, it shows the data, and I will just do a sort for that list. Okay, that if I just type data again, it shows the sorted values. Next, I will just put the data back to the worksheet. So the first argument is the column, and the second is data. Okay. Oops, I should put it in the second column. Let me just Okay. Yeah, I'll just put that into the second column. Okay. So now I get the sorted values and put it in the second column. Okay. So basically, this is you can run um, Python script line by line in Python console. Okay, so a second place that you can run a piece of a Python script is the code builder. Let me first copy the code here. And then go to connectivity and open untitled Python. So this will open a Python file with the default name untitled. And I can just simply copy the code here. Let me make it bigger. So basically, I can do a debugging using this code builder. I can say put a break on this line. So to run this piece of script, I can simply click this button, the run button. Okay, and I can just increase this a bit. Okay, now I can run the script line by line and do the debugging. Okay, so this is a step over. So when I click it will just run a line at each time. So I set the worksheet to the active worksheet. Then what I'm doing here is I pass the entire worksheet data into a pandas data frame in Python. Okay. If I just print out the data frame, it shows in the output the two columns. And then I will just sort the data frame by the data column. Yeah, if I just print that out again, it will see the data is sorted. Okay. So in this code builder, you can also, okay, it's not, let me go to view, watch, and you can check the variables, Python variables at any time. Like let's say worksheet, WKS, it shows the worksheet, right? And if you type df, so you can check the value of each variables in this Python script at any stage. Okay, yeah, let me just clear the data in the worksheet. Okay, now the data is cleared. Then I pass the data frame back to the worksheet. Okay. So this is also another way to run a piece of Python script. Let's go to the code builder. Okay. So next, I'm going to show you. So in this example, I'm going to show you how to create a button in Origin. So when you click that button, it will trigger a piece of code that you can use this method to like automate your workflow. Okay, let's say, let me first create a worksheet. So to add a button, first you need to add a text object. So let me just create a text object. Let's say, give the name run. Then I right click and select property. And go to the, oh, sorry, before doing that, let me just copy the Python code. Then we can go to the programming tab. So let's say the script run after button up. So if I click apply now, so you see the text object will change to a button. Okay. Then I put my Python script here. Okay. I will just let you know that previously this text object only support Labtalk script. Labtalk is a Origin programming language, but right now we also support Python script as well. So the Origin will automatically detect the syntax of this piece of code. Okay, so generally like it detects the first couple of letters. So if it detects something like import, which is a Python syntax, then it will treat it as a Python script. Okay. So basically what this code does is I first create a dictionary variable in Python. Then I just create a data frame variable from this dictionary. Then I just put that data frame into a worksheet. Okay. Then you can just click the run button to trigger the script. Let's see. Okay. So you see, this is another way to run a piece of a Python script. Yeah, you can be very creative. So to do some automatic processing of your data, things like that. Okay, now let's go to next example. So in last two examples, I showed you how to run a piece of a Python script. Of course, you can also save your script into a .py Python file and then execute the script by running that file. Okay, so let me just show you an example in our code samples. Okay, so here you can just go here to find some useful sample code. Let's say I go to the analysis and the batch fitting multiple data files. I just copy this code. Okay. Then I can go to the code builder. I just paste the sample code here. Instead of click the button to run the script, I save this script into a Python file. File, save as, I give it a name. So this is this code is related to a batch processing in Origin. So I give the name of batch. Okay, just roughly see the introduction. So this sample is just to show how to run a Gaussian peak fit on multiple data files. Basically, I just import multiple data files into a Origin worksheet, then run a peak fitting on each data, then generate a summary result worksheet and making a plot from the worksheet. Okay, so right now I have saved this script into a Python file. Then I go back to the Origin. Let's say to run this script, I can go to the script window in Origin. So let's say window, script window. So script window is where you can run a piece of Labtalk script. So what I'm doing here now is I execute that Python file using the Labtalk, just one line of a Labtalk script. Okay, just press enter. So it takes some time. It will import multiple data files and do the analysis and generate the report. Okay. So I have 5 data sets coming in and do a fitting and get the fitted parameters and make a plot from those parameters. Okay. So basically, this is how you execute a Python file. Let me just show you some more details. So you can go to this web page for more details. If you save Python code into an external Python file, you can use this method to run it. You can also have another option is that you can attach your Python file to the Origin project. So when you save the project, the Python file is also saved. So then the script is like self-contained inside the Origin project file. And you can send the project to your friends or colleagues and run the Python file without problem. Okay, so you may go here to see how to attach a Python file to a project. Okay, so now let's go to next example, call Python functions. So in last section, I just introduced how to run a piece of Python code. So of course, you can also define a Python function. The function can be put in a Python file. It can also be put into some GUI in Origin, and you can call that Python function. And I will show you a couple of usages. Okay, so first is set column values. Here I have this XY data, and if you look at the column B, it's sort of like a noisy signal. What I'm going to do is I would like to make a Python function to do a smoothing. Okay, here I already have this Python script with the function. You may already know that we can do set column values in Origin. Okay, so let's say I click this set values button, and in this dialog, I can set the column C value based on other column values. Say if I, by default, if you type the function here, it uses the Labtalk syntax. So for example, I just do a sorting of column B. So it will generate this column C values of the sorted value of column B. Okay, so this is using Labtalk programming language. If I want to use a Python function instead, I would put my Python functions under this Python function tab. Okay, let me just minimize this first. Okay, I will just copy this Python function. Okay, so here is just a simple Python function. It accepts 3 arguments. Okay, the a list of the value and the 2 integers. So it's a list of floats actually. So just to pay attention to this doc streams here. This is the origin thing that origin tells from this doc string what the variable type of the inputs and outputs. So the capital F means a list of a float, and the small I means an integer. So we have 3 inputs, 1 list of float, 2 integers, and the output is also a list of float. So basically, we accept a column as an input and output another column. That's the basic idea. And also, this function uses 2 packages, the SciPy and the NumPy package. You may need to install the packages in advance. I will show you how to install packages later. Right now, I just show you this Python function. Okay, so to call this Python function, you just need to prepend the function name by py. Okay, so now let's say I want to smooth column B, and I need to put 2 additional parameters, let's say 21 and 2. Let me just click apply. So you see the value of column C is updated. I can just show the spark line. Okay. So this is how you make a Python function and get caught in set column values. So next question is, once I made a Python function, how can I save that Python function like that for future use? Okay, so let's say if I just go back to that dialog, there are 2 ways. I will show you. The first way is just to go to the formula here and save as, and you can just give it a name, smooth. Okay. Then I can go to the column D. If I click this button, it goes to column D. Then I can load that formula. Okay, smooth. Okay, so everything will be automatically entered. Let's say I can change the parameter. Okay, show, yeah, I increase the window of the smoothing so it's get more smooth. A second method is we can save this function into a Python file. Okay, let me just copy this function. Then you can go to connectivity and find this entry, open default Python functions. Okay, it will launch the code builder. So you will notice that this Python file's name is labtalk.py. So any Python functions that you added to this file will be automatically recognized by Origin. Okay, so let's say I just put this function here. Okay, then I save this file. I add another column. So this time I don't need to enter a Python function here. I simply just use that function because it's already in that labtalk.py Python file. Okay, again I use the click OK. Yeah, I see it, and I add sparkline. Okay, so as a summary, that you can save the Python function in this formula save as. Okay, you can also put your Python function in this code builder labtalk.py file. Okay. That's two places that you can save your Python function for future use. And if you go to the open examples.py, we deliver with Origin some sample functions of Python sample functions that you can use. You can copy that over to the labtalk.py. Okay, and okay, okay. Let's move on to the next topic. So in this topic, I'm going to show another example. So last example, I show you how to set one column values using Python function. So this example, I'm going to show you how to set multiple column values with Python function. Okay, so here's the worksheet. Okay, so it has the data of the teenager height and weight values. So the column A is the group information, like different ages, and the column B and C is height and weight. I would like to do I calculate a group mean of the height and weight values based on the age. So I would like to create the result into three columns. So the first column is just the age, and for each age I get the mean value of height and weight. Okay, so let me show you. Again, I have this Python function copied. I first add a column and go to set column values. Oh, it's here. Okay, so for this Python function, I have three inputs. So the first, yeah, we can read from the doc string. So the first one is the list, and the second and three are list of floats. And the output, the return value is a tuple. So a tuple is like a collection of variables. So in this case, the output is the three columns or three variables. Okay, so um, let's see how that can work. I can't put the function in this area because this is only just to set one column values. I can go to the before formula script. Let me also minimize it and copy this code. Okay. So look at this Labtalk script. So it takes three columns, column A, B, and C as input to the Python function, and it returns three variables, or in this case, three columns, D, E, and F. Okay, let's just click apply. Let's see what happened. I forgot to put the script there. Okay, just click apply. So you will see the group mean values are calculated and put in the extra three columns. Okay. Yeah, this is a combination of the Labtalk script and the Python script to set multiple column values. Okay. And yeah, also like in Origin, any operations has that feature that if you change the source data values, it will update the result. Let's say if I change the value of height, you will see the result will get updated. Yeah, that's the advantage of the operations in Origin. Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next topic. Python-based fitting function. Um, Origin is very powerful in terms of doing curve fitting, and it delivers a lot of fitting functions. And it also supports different methods. You can either just use expressions to define a fitting function, or you can use the Origin programming language, Labtalk, or Origin C to define fitting functions. But there is still cases that you need the help of Python. So this is an example. I have this what we call the mass diffusion function. It contains infinite sum of series. Okay, this is we don't support that infinite sum in Origin, but we know that there's a Python package that can do such calculation. Okay, so let's see how we can define a Python fitting function in Origin. So the Python function itself is actually not that complicated. So it's just a couple of lines of code. Let me just copy it. Okay, so to define a fitting function, we know that we go to the tools and the fitting function builder. Okay, so let's say we create a new function. And let's say here mass diffusion, give it a name. And this is the improvement in Origin 2021b. We added these two options, to define Python functions directly in this fitting function builder dialog. So you can use the input output of the function as a scalar or as a vector. So in this case, I will choose this vector. Okay. So yeah, that like usual, I will need to define the parameters of the function and the dependent and independent variables. Okay. Then in this page, I need to put my Python function body here. Okay. So this is the I define the mass diffuse function in Python. It uses this mpmath package in Python. Okay. And here I will need to, let me just copy paste. So the function body, I mean the declaration of the function in here. And you can click this running man button to test the function. Okay. Just to make sure that you will need to install this package beforehand, otherwise this will not work. Okay. Let's say I know that the function is correctly defined. I go to next page. So here I would add another piece of Labtalk script to check the Python packages. Okay, this is this is necessary that if you would like to share the fitting function with the others, so when you install the fitting function, it will automatically execute this piece of code to check whether this two Python packages are installed. If not, it will install the package first, then install this fitting function. So this is necessary if you would like to share your fitting function with others. Okay. Okay, let's click finish. Let me just fit the function on this data. Let's go to analysis, fitting, nonlinear curve fit. Okay, so go to the user-defined category and find the function mass diffusion. Yeah, the first time you launch the function, it may take some time to import the Python packages. Okay, and just click the fit until converged button. Okay, so it says fit converged, and click OK. And go to the report sheet. It just works like the origin internal fitting function. It gives you the report sheet and every fitted parameters and fitting statistics, and yeah, you can go and check. Okay, now let's move on to next. Import filter. Okay, so in Origin, when you import a data file, especially for those data files of a particular format, you would like to write some code to customize the import. And in Origin, we have the import wizard. If you use Origin, and that you can customize the import. But now we also added the option to use a Python function to do the import. Okay, so let me first show you the data set we are going to import. Okay, so if you look at this data set, besides the data values itself, it contains this metadata on the header lines. It contains some like the information of the operators, experiment data date, and the temperatures. I mean, some instruments will also output such kind of informations within the data file. So I'm going to show you example like I would also import these header lines, these metadata, and save that into Origin worksheet. So just with that data. Okay. So let's start with the import wizard. Let's say, so here is a piece of the Python code we are going to use. Let me first copy it. Okay. So to launch the import wizard, we go to the data, import from file, import wizard. Okay. So in this case, I'm going to use my own import method. So here I just go with the user defined. For the data source, it's um, it's a desktop. Okay, open this data file. So for the import filter, So import filter is like a file that saves the import settings. So because I'm gonna customize the import, I will start with the no import filter. Okay. So the target window is a worksheet. That's good. And yeah, we just leave others as it is. Okay, so in next page, there are a couple of options. We can use a Python code. So I just copy the Python code. Yeah, I can just put the Python code here. Yeah, this is a yeah, I'm not gonna go to details, but what it does is it just passes the data file and bring the data into the worksheet, but also bring the metadata into the worksheet data tree. I will show you where the data tree is. Okay. Okay. So I will save this import filter to a file in the same folder of the data. Okay, so in the data file folder, let me give it a filter name, my filter. Okay. When I click finish, it will import the data. Okay. So to see the metadata, let me just right click on the worksheet title bar and go to show organizer. And you will see the metadata are also imported. Okay. So this feature is very useful if you would like to extract more information from the data file and save that into a worksheet. Okay. So since I already created this import filter, I can duplicate that import. So I have multiple files. I would like to use the same import filter to do the same to do the import. I will show you an example. Let me just close this one and start a new worksheet. This time I would connect that other. Let me just sorry. I would import all three data files. Use the same import filter. This is the filter I just created. Okay. To do so, I just go to data, and this time I will go to connect multiple files. Okay. So this time I'm using data connector. So I will use the import filter. Okay. So for the source, yeah, it's already selected, but you know that, yeah, you get the idea. I just go and select all three data files, and I check this box to say, okay, I wanted them to be into multiple worksheets in one workbook, and click OK. Okay, so the data are all imported. What is also nice is that the metadata of each file also gets into this workbook. Okay, so okay. So not only that you can import the metadata into a worksheet, you can also extract the metadata from the worksheet for future usage. And here is a nice blog. I'm not going into the details, but this blog is talking about is how you can save the metadata into a worksheet and use that metadata for future usage. So this is a data file I just showed you how to import three data files and save the metadata into this worksheet data tree. Then I ran, in this blog, it will tell you to run another piece of Python script to read these metadata. Okay. Then then do some analysis for all three data sets and save the result into this summary sheet. So you see the metadata is extracted from each worksheet and put in the summary sheet. Okay. Yeah, if you are interested in that, you can come back and check. Okay. So that's for import with the Python script. So basically, the last but not least, we are going to talk about how to install Python packages. So first, you can go to connectivity. We have this nice GUI Python packages. Okay, and here it was already I already installed a lot of Python packages, and you can click the install button and just type in the package you would like to install and click OK. It will launch the Windows command window. So after installing the package, it will just close and you see the PS4 is installed. So it is strongly suggested that after install the package, please restart Origin to have it working. Of course, you can also click the upgrade uninstall to upgrade the packages or uninstall packages. Okay. And here's let me just launch the. So here are more details on installing packages. You can also install packages using the Labtalk script. Okay, so you can see that here, use the Labtalk script. There are a lot of options, like for just install the package or upgrade packages or install a certain version of packages or are listed here. And if you just have the Python package in a wheel file, you can also install that. Okay, so this page will give you more details. Okay, so before the end of today's webinar, please launch a, my colleague will launch a poll and please leave your feedbacks. Thank you for attending this webinar.